There's 63. I am super stoked to be able to show you guys this scooter today. This is the Kaabo Wolf King GT, and this is what many would consider the pinnacle of electric scooter performance. You know, if you rule out Ryan and Weeped, which are just absurd hyper scooters that aren't really widely available, if you rule those out, this is it. This is the scooter you want to get if you care about mind-boggling performance. As with the other mini reviews I've done like this is on loan from Rider Guide, where I work full-time, and they've graciously allowed me to borrow any of the scooters I want from their huge scooter collection. And in exchange, I just point you guys towards their full review of the Wolf King GT. It's done by Paul, who is absolute expert, and it's a fantastic review, so go check that out. As always, I'm not gonna dilly-dally and show you every single component and every little feature. That's what that full review is for. Instead, we're gonna talk riding impressions, and I will get a full speed run in. This is supposed to do over 60 miles an hour, so we'll be doing that too. So there's only a few scooters I can really compare this one to as far as performance goes. Acceleration wise, only the Nami Bernie 2 Max comes close to this in terms of acceleration. I was just talking about how much I love the Nami Klima in a recent video and how fast that accelerates. And this beats it to 30 by a full second. So this is a real sub 4 second 0 to 30, which is absolutely stupid, and I will 100% show you guys that. The only other thing I wanted to point out before we actually take off and ride a little faster is how insanely solidly built this scooter is. It's like a tank. Like, I hear people say like this scooter tries to kill you, and I get that. Like, performance-wise, it feels like it's trying to kill you, but at the very least, you have such a solid platform and such, just like all the components and the wide handlebars, everything feels so solid that it's confidence inspiring. Like, you feel confident going those crazy speeds, and you feel like it's gonna kill you because of the performance, not because it's gonna fall apart on you, you know, at 50 miles an hour. So anyway, enough chatter, let's go. This thing, I cannot get this thing to not wheel spin. It's so fast. There's 63. I'm really afraid to grab the brakes too hard because the regen's on. I meant to turn that off before I went. The regen is a little grabby. You have to be very careful, and I might need to start getting lower when I brake. I'm trying not to get too low because it kind of obscures the view of the GoPro, but I mean, what can I say about this? This lives up to every expectation I had. I hadn't really, I think I'd done one short little loop on this, but I'd never really pulled hard on it like that until today. And it is just so addicting. It's absurd. The one thing I will say is that I'm really surprised that there's not hydraulic dampening. Like, there's not, you don't have adjustable suspension here. You've got the dual stem design, which is, you know, it feels super solid and it's super stable and stuff. But I think for suspension, I know I prefer the Bernie 2 Max. That you can dial that so soft and with such gentle rebound that on sections like that where you're pulling at 60 miles an hour and you hit a little dip or something, it doesn't feel like bouncy. And that's kind of my only complaint about this, is that, like, I feel like this and also the GT2 and stuff, the performance is so insane, but if the suspension is a little too reboundy, then you can get caught in kind of like you can get caught in the feedback loop where it's bouncing and it's unstable. And luckily this is such a stable scooter that, like, if you do get a little reboundy and a little wobbly, it'll correct itself pretty well. I will say I do think the suspension is better than the GT2, which is funny because the GT2 has rebound adjustment, but even when I had that thing dialed all the way to the slowest rebound, it still felt quite bouncy. This feels like it has more travel than the GT2, but I would have really loved to see more control over how the suspension feels. The throttle feels nice. It's I'm pretty sure it's sine wave, so you get pretty good control. In this top mode though, it pulls so hard that, like, even when you want little adjustments, it's like go 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 go. But you can still tell that it's sine wave. You can get a nice smooth acceleration curve if you want it. The platform is super roomy. I mean, I can spread my legs really wide and get a really stable position. You've got the little the metal frame that extends out over the fender, so you can really put your foot way far back. I've heard a lot of criticisms of this scooter being, you know, how unportable it is, and I think that's a really valid thing because there are times where you do want to stick it in a car. However, I found this easier to move around than the Segway GT2 because how flat it folds. It pivots out front and kicks the front wheel out, and so I was actually able to slide it in through the trunk of my Jetta with the back seats down, and that was way easier than trying to finagle the GT2 in sideways along the back seats. The other thing that surprised me was how complex the folding mechanism is. There's a number of fail-safes. There's 3 fail-safes. You've got a pin, a little tab, and then to fully fold it down, there's a little latch on the other side of the mechanism that you have to, like, pop out or whatever. So, like, they really did not want this thing folding on you or failing at 60 miles an hour, which is awesome. As annoying as it is to fold down, I care much more about it being stable and there being no chance of anything failing at speed. It also means that you don't get the pivot point at the at the bottom of the stem, so you don't have to worry about any sort of flex. Like, it's locked in there, super stable. Any movement you get is because of the suspension, which is exactly what you want to see. Yeah, that regen braking is just a little aggressive. Oh, that's much better. Okay, I think I fixed the electronic braking. Yeah, that's way better. That's the lowest electronic braking level. So it should be mostly brakes now that are actually stopping the scooter, with a little help from the electronic, just to not overheat the discs. So this does only have road tires on it, but I mean, I can't not off-road with this thing. This thing's just, it's just begging to be off-roaded with. So, you know, we'll deal with the street tires. But I think with off-road tires, this thing would be the best off-road scooter on the market. Yeah, there's just a little bit too much wheel spin. You can hear it. just puts down an absurd amount of power. Channel that power into grip. This thing could do anything off-road. It's got the suspension for it. It's got the build for it. Like, I have no doubt that this can handle whatever sort of like impacts and bumps that might come up while off-roading. It goes so fast, even with the road tires. I'm hesitant to go too fast because sliding out would be extremely painful, but woo. And it's got the nice wide handlebars. I mean, these have to be the widest handlebars I've ever seen come standard on a scooter. Maybe the Namis are as wide. I don't think so. They like fill up the whole frame of the GoPro. All right, let's see if we can find something a little rougher to test this out on. Ooh. Something a little rockier. It's hard to see with all the shadows, but yeah, with the off-road tires, this thing would be absurd. I feel a little bit more confident leaning into turns and that kind of stuff. Man, on good pavement, it's honestly buttery smooth up to the top speeds. Let's see if we can get a pull, a 0 to 30 pull with the wind. Here we go. 0 miles an hour. I'll tell you when we've hit 30. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh man, so much room for 30. That was a lot of wheel spin though. That was a lot of wheel spin. I was trying not to lean too far forward so I could try and capture with the GoPro okay. But let me do one more. You can see that. I don't know if you can see that, but there is a skid line of wheel spin for like the first 30 feet. So awesome. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. 30. Yeah, that's stupid fun. This is stupid, life-threatening fun. And that's what's so great about scooters like this. You feel vulnerable. You feel human again. You take a moment to go, yeah, I could die on this thing. And I love that. Why would you not love that? Okay, got a stretch of road. Let's see if we can do a 60-mile-an-hour pull here. I think I might still have some headwind. 40, 45, 51, oh, red light. Oh no, green light. Oh, it's curving. Boo. So I mean, this really is, like, if you want something that will blow your mind and you'll never get sick of riding, and you don't want to spend a fortune on a Weeped or a Ryan or you know, do whatever the process is for even purchasing one of those, then I mean, this is as good as it gets without jumping up to Bernie 2 money. Getting one of these is a lot like buying a sports car, right? If you buy a Porsche 911, you're probably never going to take it up to its top speeds. You're probably never going to, you know, unless you're loaded, take it to a track and actually put it down on a track and like see what it's capable of. But you buy it like knowing that it can. You know, you buy this knowing that it can do 60 miles an hour, even if, you know, you don't really ever do that.